We won't tolerate people who try to sexually exploit or assault our children. When we catch them and convict them, they'll spend the rest of their life in prison.
That's 7th Circuit State Attorney R.J. Larissa talking about a felon who was put behind bars. Liz Ryan has our top story.
61-year-old St. Augustine resident Janos Mayer thought he was texting to a 14-year-old girl, but at the other end of the line was an FBI agent. They closed in on him, and last July he was arrested on 5 felony charges, including human trafficking and traveling to meet a minor. At the end of a one-day trial last week, a St. Johns County jury found him guilty. The rest of his life will be spent behind bars. Attorney R.J. Larissa says this was a group effort.
So I'd like to thank the task force, the sheriff's office, the FBI, and other law enforcement agencies for putting this together. And, of course, Caitlin Mears, our prosecutor.
They have strategies to catch these predators before a child is victimized.
Law enforcement agencies get together, they form a task force, they start making text and phone calls to individuals that have come up on the radar or will actually respond to something that's been put out. And then they start the conversation posing as 14-year-old child. Then during the course of the investigation, they record the information, and then the person actually travels to a location with the expectation of meeting up with this 14-year-old child. Then they're arrested. That's what happened here.
Larissa feels the sentence was appropriate and justice was served.
I mean, this man was 61 years old and was out there trolling for little girls. I can't be more pleased that he was convicted of human trafficking and that he'll spend the rest of his life in prison. That's where he belongs.
For St. Augustine's Local Morning News, I'm Liz Ryan.
This local news is a service of your hometown Toyota dealer, Beaver Toyota US 1 St. Augustine, here to wow you.
From the hospital to a jail cell, St. Johns County deputies have charged a man with attempted murder in connection with a violent domestic assault that happened in the parking lot of a Ponte Vedra restaurant. Police say 18-year-old Spencer Pearson stabbed his 17-year-old ex-girlfriend in the arm at least 15 times. He's also accused of stabbing her mother in the leg and forehead and slashing a man who tried to intervene before cutting his own throat in the parking lot of Mr. Chubby's Wings on June 3rd. Pearson spent 3 weeks in the hospital before he was discharged and sent straight to jail. Police say Pearson had been harassing his ex-girlfriend in the 2 months before the attack. St. Augustine has a new public works director. Todd Grant, who was the city's utilities director, will take over the position. Grant replaces Reuben Franklin, who was promoted to assistant city manager. Grant has been with the city for more than 14 years, spending a decade as deputy director of public works. Franklin, meantime, replaces David Burcham, who became city manager. Franklin has 17 years of experience in engineering and served as director of public works for more than 3 years. With St. Augustine's Local Morning News, I'm Amy Sherry.
St. Augustine upgrade services available online for utilities customers.
Deputy Finance Director Greg Johnson says the city's self-service utilities portal is an upgrade from current services.
It's a place where customers can go and see all the history on their account and activity that's been happening. They'll be able to see their usage data, how much water they're using, any past transactions that they've had, payments and bills. And then they can set up automatic payments using a credit card, which is a new feature. It's all the city utility bills right now. So your water, sewer, trash, anybody that has a backflow, it'll also be on there as well.
There's a tutorial on the new portal.
We put together a YouTube video that shows step by step with an actual person setting up an account how to do it. That's at the city's STAUG YouTube page. They can also get to it by accessing the city's website and then clicking the services icon and then the pay water, sewer, trash bill. And then it'll take you automatically into the site.
Johnson says future portal upgrades include paying business licenses and utility bills. For St. Augustine's Local Morning News, I'm Rich Petchke.
And now you're up to date with St. Augustine's Local Morning News. I'm Rich Carroll.